What up? This is Just My Take Sports NFL prediction show. This episode will be the AFC here, and we're going to start off with the AFC North. So I'll start here. In my fourth place team, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll be my fourth place team. Trevor, what are you thinking here?
Oh, you know, I was a tough call between the Browns and the Bengals, but I'm going to have to say I'm sticking with the Bengals. Sticking true, fourth place. I think the Browns win a few more games this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite with the Browns. I think literally either could happen, though. I see these teams finishing like maybe a game or two apart, and I could literally see it go either way. The only reason I'm going with the Browns is I do think they've made a lot of roster improvements, but over the last 42 games, they're 1-41. I just have a really hard time believing that they're going to come out of last place from the division this year. I think next year they might overstep the Bengals if they can get some positivity out of this season, but I got them at the fourth place.
Yeah, so then, obviously leading into that, we're going to be switched.
Everybody's
I'm pretty sure
switched.
we know the top end
absolutely.
of it. So we have the Browns going next, and the only reason I have them a little bit above is the roster, but it does also concern me that Hugh Jackson has won one game in the past 2 years.
Absolutely.
And that's not a good look. Not a good look. I'm surprised, they're always trigger happy on firing coaches. I'm surprised they didn't do it this year.
Which I think is good. I think they needed to stick with a coach and try to work some things out. Switching every year is just a terrible structure.
Well, I agree, but I think this would have been the time to actually implement that strategy.
0-16 might have been a smart idea.
So your third spot is the Browns.
My third spot is the Browns.
My third spot is going to be a shocker to some here. Let's just put it that way. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be my third spot. And
like
Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson, they're going to be feuding it out on who's going to be quarterback this year. It's not going to be consistent. And I just have to slot the Ravens there. It's going to be a down season. I mean, I still like Joe Flacco, don't worry. And I think Joe Flacco should remain the starter there in Baltimore. But I don't know. I just don't like the talent that's around him. And I'm just going to have to put them at the third spot.
Nice. Our first dispute.
Yeah,
nice
I like
and early.
it. I like
nice
it.
and
I like
early.
we're shaking it up. I got the Bengals at the third spot. I got them about 2 games ahead of the Browns. But like I said, I could literally see that flip-flopping. It really just depends what kind of momentum the Browns could pick up.
Mine is exactly flipped to that. I have
Yeah.
the Browns 2 games ahead of them. So.
Yeah. But we probably agree with our second spot.
Oh,
Trevor, yeah. I got the Ravens at the second spot. And I don't think Lamar Jackson's there yet to take over from Joe Flacco. I've heard Joe Flacco's had his best camp ever as a Raven. So, I mean, that's obviously he said, she said, but I got the Ravens at the second spot.
I too have the Ravens at the second spot. I think Joe Flacco is a solid 9-7 quarterback.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10, not elite. Joe Flacco is not an elite
Not
quarterback.
elite. Not elite
taking the
whatsoever.
video.
He's extremely adequate.
He's all right. I think Lamar Jackson gives him a little bit of a run for his money, but I think Joe Flacco starts every game. But if he starts doing bad, I think they'll be quicker on putting Lamar Jackson into the game.
I think so too. I think the fans are clamoring for it.
Yeah.
I just think Jackson, he's got the talent. I just think there's some of the mental stuff and learning the pocket passing style of the game that he's still going to have to catch up on in his rookie season.
Like last year, I would think, if Joe Flacco throws 3 picks, he's staying in the game. This year, I don't know. If he throws 3 picks, I think it's like, if you give the rookie a chance, you're already playing bad. You might as well see if you can switch up the momentum a little bit.
I agree. Jake, who you got at second place?
Second spot, you Cleveland fans are going to love me. Let's put it that way. The Cleveland Browns are going to be my second spot. And, I have some reasons behind this. It's not just I'm just throwing out crap and seeing if it sticks to a wall here. I'm going to say Tyrod Taylor bringing him in. I know he got benched for Nate Peterman at one point last year, but he also still took the Bills to the playoffs. Let's not forget about this. They're bringing in a top wide receiver talent in Jarvis Landry. Baker Mayfield will be able to learn underneath Tyrod Taylor. That's only going to help for the future. Denzel Ward, that's just a very questionable pick. Let's just put it that way. But I think they already have a pretty talented team there. And, you got Carlos Hyde now at running back. You got a jam log here at running back. Let's just put it that way.
Chubb.
We got Nick Chubb. We got Carlos Hyde. We have, who else? We got the Crow and Duke.
I think LaCroix's gone.
The Crow?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
So-
he is as well.
But Duke Johnson is definitely still on the team.
So, I
like
mean,
Duke.
but it's still a logjam there. But I'm just saying the Browns are going to turn it around here. I think I think this year's the year. The back is against the wall. Hard Knocks is in town.
Wait, Tuesday night, Hard Knocks. Let's go.
I mean, I'm putting the Browns 2 spot.
I
2
like
spot.
it.
Simple as
I
that.
like
Do you want me to say my 1 spot as well?
Whoa, wait, hold up. I also, like, I'm going with you. They have a lot of talent. Like, if he can stay clean, Josh Gordon is honestly incredible. If he can go back to the way he was, 3 years ago before he
That's a big question
fell off
mark.
the league.
Because he's not with them at training camp right now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
That dude, if he's good, if he's on,
That could be a big game changer.
he is a big, dangerous receiver. He's a good one.
Now, this is being filmed on a Sunday. I just read today, actually, that if Josh Gordon doesn't report to camp by Tuesday, he can't be a restricted free agent for another 2 years, is what they said. So, that's just what I read. It was from Pro Football Focus, But, so I think Josh Gordon, obviously, big question mark. I believe he's obviously going to come back. They just don't want the distraction of Hard Knocks to really just tear him down.
Absolutely.
He's kind of a fragile mind right
You'd
now.
have to imagine that's the reason for him not being there. But, I mean, he's going to have to report eventually, and Hard Knocks is there for all of training camp. So
That's
it's
very
not
true.
unavoidable.
That's
but
very true.
It's definitely interesting.
But I'm also going to have to say, let's not rule out the possibility of Des Bryant coming to town. I mean,
I think
where
that would be a horrendous decision.
where else can he go? Who else even wants to put a chance on him?
He
I don't
should have
think anyone
taken.
does.
He should have taken the money when the Ravens threw it at him. He thought he deserved more, which I mean that's fine if that's what he wants to think. I think with this Browns team, and you already have the potential drama with the Josh Gordon thing, Des Bryant for a young team that is trying to get off the ground, I think Des Bryant is the last thing you want to add to that team.
I would agree.
They already have talent at wide receiver. You're not lacking there. You don't need the additional drama with
It's
this
not
team.
like Des Bryant is some, big time.
I mean,
ground like.
Let's be honest. If he didn't play for Jerry Jones' Cowboys and he wasn't a dramatic player, he wouldn't be as well known.
Yeah.
No.
Because
He's not like a
he
grounded
makes good,
veteran.
No, absolutely
locker room
not.
presence.
He makes good plays occasionally, but more often than not, he's dropping the ball or just causing turmoil issues. So
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to, but I would think if you brought Des Bryant into town, that wide receiver core, you already have a great wide receiver core. Corey Coleman, you got Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry. If you're bringing in Des Bryant, you're looking pretty darn good. And they have, Njoku as their tight end there?
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think the talent to drama ratio is worth it when you already have that
I agree.
4 skilled receivers.
I completely agree, though.
But
I would have to say it's a big risk.
it's
but
definitely a risk, which could have high reward. But I mean, I'm more conservative in that kind of stuff. I wouldn't take that gamble.
Yeah.
but who knows?
But let's just not rule that out.
Yeah,
Now,
it's not absolutely not.
let's push
It's
on to
definitely
the
possible. First place.
First
winner?
place?
Oh.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yep,
Steelers. That
We all
was-
have the Steelers.
There's not a lot that needs to be said there. My only question with the Steelers is, I don't have it happening, but they could potentially get off to a slow start with the Le'Veon Bell contract negotiation stuff. I don't think that'll really cause an impact on the season, but you never know, it could.
Their biggest question mark for me is obviously going to be Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, he can't regress at all this season. I mean, Todd Gurley we just changed the whole market for running backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Le'Veon Bell needs to put up big time numbers, just like he has in the past. He can't regress at all because if he does, then his contract's going to go down. He won't get as much as what he wants. So I expect for him to really start going hard this season. I'm expecting probably his best season yet.
I think a big thing for him. I think he needs to develop more of the receiving ability, like Todd Gurley has. Todd Gurley can practically play wide receiver because he can catch the ball.
I think
like a
Le'Veon
beast.
Bell's right there too. I think he's
Yeah.
a great receiving back, but I think that would be a great addition to his game. Yes,
All right,
improve that.
so let's go to the AFC East.
East, let's do it.
All right, so the fourth spot.
Fourth spot.
I'm going to put the California boy leading the team here. The New York Jets are going to be sitting in my fourth spot. Jets! Yeah, they're going to be in my fourth spot. Sam Darnold, I'm not very keen on as a quarterback. I mean, I witnessed his Ohio State performance, and that was absolutely atrocious. So that's why I have him at the fourth spot. They don't really have anything surrounding him right now, and I don't know. He may be a good future for the future, but as of right now, I'm putting him at the fourth spot.
Here's mine. I have faith in Sam Darnold. I don't have faith in the New York Jets. So
I'm kind of on the same page there with you.
One of my videos of like top 5 quarterbacks that got drafted, I have Sam Darnold as having I project him to have the best career, but I don't think this is going to be his year at all.
No,
Maybe I think he'll have decent stats, but I think he's going to throw a lot of picks, and I have them falling to 4th place, but not far behind though. Not far behind.
I have the Miami Dolphins in the 4th spot, and a lot of the reason for that is because I literally have nothing to say about that team. They're extremely below average. I don't know their roster perfectly, but I can't really think of like a top name player there anymore after, because Jarvis Landry was there last season.
And so is Jay Ajayi, who they traded away.
Right. So like
Eagles,
Sue, I don't want to say
Sue's with the Rams now. So just that roster, and I mean I don't really see them going very far.
Do they still have Cameron Wake there?
Not sure.
I believe that they do. So that's probably about the only big time name.
They have that the receiver that's not Jarvis Landry that they every year everyone projects like, oh, he's gonna break out year, and he does. So I don't know.
I just
Parker. What's his name?
Devontae.
It's something Parker.
Yeah, I just not impressed with them. But in my 3rd spot, pretty much neck and neck with them, I've got the Jets. I don't see Darnold starting much of the season at all, but I do see him starting eventually. After
about halfway through.
Yeah, after they haven't really accomplished much, I see him coming in. I agree with you. I think he's got a good future. I think he's got the best future out of any of the quarterbacks that were drafted, but just like you said, no faith really in the Jets franchise. A rookie quarterback can only do so much, no matter how good they are, and I don't think he's going to be great, but I think he'll be good. I got them at my 3rd spot.
I completely agree. Ryan Tannehill coming off of an injured season here for the Dolphins. Coming in this year, I just don't see him doing as well as people think. I mean, injuries change people no matter what you think about it, and they got rid of a lot of their weapons and star players. Jay Ajayi, I feel like once they traded him last year, it's pretty much over for the Dolphins.
I agree. I completely agree.
He was a great
that trade
running
just
back.
had me scratching my head. Like,
exactly.
There goes the team. That whatever it was.
But I have actually them and the Jets having the same record. I just have the Dolphins gonna win the tiebreak there. On the head-to-head. So I'm gonna have to put the Dolphins there, and the 2 bottom dwellers will be the Jets and the Dolphins.
Absolutely.
I have my 3rd as the Bills.
Ooh,
Bills Mafia.
Bills.
3rd spot.
I'm sorry. I have them win. And see, okay, it doesn't really matter because my bottom, I have the Patriots at the top, obviously.
Obviously, that division is about as top heavy as it could be.
And then the next highest win is 4. So that's where I'm. So that's not.
I love
it's not like they're it's some blowout season here. Like I have the Bills. I mean, Josh Allen. I think he'll get some reps. But I'm not gonna lie. When I made this, I completely forgot that he got drafted. I told that to Jake yesterday, and so I think he.
I don't know how much he plays this year.
I don't know either. Well, Nathan Peterman is not good, so they may just throw.
That's true. He did play a lot.
They might throw him into the fire, but I'm not sure he's a throw into the fire kind of quarterback. I think he needs to work his way into it. So that's why he's got a cannon arm, but I don't think he's gonna win a whole lot of games. So I have them at 3rd, and then obviously the Dolphins at 2nd.
Second.
My 2nd place, I'm gonna have the Bills Mafia. I really like Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I have him better than quite a few of the quarterbacks that were drafted this year. He's just got a cannon as an arm. But sometimes, coming out of the backfield specifically, if you haven't seen the video yet, he kind of overthrows his running back just coming right out of the backfield there. I mean, he maybe has a little bit too much of a cannon. But I don't know. I mean, I think that they're just simply better than the Jets and the Dolphins. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to have a winning record. Not at all. I have them having 5 wins. So they're not exactly...
It's good for a 2nd place team right there.
Yeah, exactly. So the AFC East is absolutely brutal until you get all the way up to the Patriots. So, But we're going to go with Zach. What is your second team here?
I got Bills Mafia in 2nd place as well. I said Darnold was going to be the best rookie quarterback that was drafted last season. I think Allen's got the highest upside. I just don't quite know if he'll be able to put it all together. Just with the arm talent, I think he has the best upside. But, like you said, he's probably going to be put into birth by fire there. He's going to have to just basically do whatever he can, which I don't know how well that'll be. But, yeah, I've got them at 2nd place, and I have them under 500 as well.
Yeah, and I think the most obvious selection out of any division,
Any team
in
any
NFL
division in the NFL
is the New England Patriots.
Absolutely.
Winning it with a high win rate here. What can you say? You can't argue against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. They've been winning the division for the past 20 years.
Yeah,
So.
everybody wants to talk about all this drama that's going on in the organization, and maybe there's a little bit of that. I think it's completely blown out of proportion, like all drama with the Patriots ever is, because they've been top dog for so long. People are trying to, just cause some dysfunction, trying to bring them down, and maybe that's happening a little bit, but this team, when it comes to the season, they just block out the noise and they play. And honestly, I think they completely use it as motivation. Like, wouldn't even put it past me if they enjoy people talking about them like this, because it just, it's just going to motivate them even further. So yeah, I've got them as a block.
Well, so I'm last here on the AFC East side. I'm gonna put the Patriots, obviously, but trying to not put as much bias into this as possible. But the Patriots, this year they'll regress quite a bit, in my opinion.
I think so too. Yeah, I definitely think so. I don't think it'll be an absurd amount of regression, but I think it'll be a slight step back.
I think it's the beginning of the end for the Patriots dynasty. I think it's starting to fall, and they don't have a backup quarterback. So I don't want it to happen, but if for some reason Tom Brady got hurt, they're gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Tom is
I think it's starting to fall because they lost their defensive coordinator. Their defense is still shaky. They lost some of their good guys.
It's very shaky.
Their offense, they lost all their most of their receivers, or they're getting hurt. Philip Dorsett, that's their best receiver right now, and yeah, exactly.
He's not the best receiver. Eric Decker, they just signed him.
Oh well.
So,
okay, congratulations, Eric, washed-up receiver.
Decker's slightly overrated and very washed up.
Yeah,
yeah.
He had one good season with Peyton Manning. I think he's a $10 million receiver now.
But let me get to my point here. Is the Patriots? It's not looking good. I'm not emotionally ready for this end at all. But I feel like if what?
Who's your next team?
No, I'm sticking with the Patriots no matter what.
Switch once they start doing that.
No matter what. But I'm just saying that I think it's over. If Tom Brady can lead this team to victory this year and they win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have to say Tom's out. Just simple as that. He's done.
Go out on a high horse.
Yep.
I can see it. I could definitely see it.
And Malcolm Mitchell, I've heard that they tried to trade him. They couldn't trade him, but right now he's on the injured reserve list. And then Julian Edelman, obviously can't stop juicing, so you know what? He's going to be suspended, which is just really sad. Rob Gronkowski's still out here making really weird comments, calling himself a tight end who has a tight booty. That's a little weird.
True, though.
And then we have Malcolm Butler, who's now a Tennessee Titan. Deion Lewis is out. We do still have Sweet Feet. I don't know. I mean,
Sweet
Feet White. James White.
Oh, Amendola's gone.
Yep, and Amendola is gone. I didn't mind their drafts, but I do know that the running back Sonny Michel is going to be. He had a knee procedure done, so I don't know what that's going to look like for the Patriots. It's really shaky. Let's just put it that way. But we'll have to. Brett Bielema is now part of the staff.
Is he really?
Yes. So. I mean, we got that going for us.
Bert Bielema.
He's I think a consultant is his label. So we'll just have to see how the Patriots look. But I have them obviously going to run away with this division because this division
is trash.
Is atrocious.
It's bad.
Let's just put it that way. Let's get to the most interesting division probably in the AFC, the AFC South.
I agree.
So. Fourth place, I'm going to start it off here. I have the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck is back, but is he going to be able to withstand all the hits? Because his offensive line in the past has looked like a sieve. Let's put it that way. Just basically said, hey, you want to go hit our quarterback, go for it. So, I mean,
you're not wrong.
Watch the Colts games.
I would like to see him do well. I think Andrew Luck's a great guy, and especially since I watched him play at Stanford under Jim Harbaugh's system, and I'm obviously a Harbaugh guy, but I'm going to have them at 5 wins, and I'm going to say they'll be in 4th place.
All right, so my 4th place team, I got the Titans. I got them with the same amount of wins as the Colts. The reason I have them in 4th place is because I think, if healthy, the Colts could be a lot better team this year. I got the Titans. Mariota last season, not impressive. I'm glad they threw a lot of money at my guy Taylor Lewan. I think that was a good transaction there. I like their run game that they've got going on in Tennessee, but yeah, I got them at my 4th spot. They just aren't overly impressive to me.
Yeah, I too have the Tennessee Titans at the 4th spot with 8-8. So they split the season. It's not it's not a good season, not a bad season.
Yeah.
I think they go average. I think I've watched a lot of the AFC South because obviously I'm a Colts fan. So I'm trying not to homer, I promise. But I've watched a lot of them, and every time I watch the Titans, they have good talent. I think Mike Mularkey wasn't the coach they needed. I think Vrabel might be the coach they need. But whenever I watch them, I just feel like they play slow, and that's like it's kind of getting phased out now.
Absolutely.
And I think that's my biggest problem with them because I think like Mariota he came into the league to not throw picks, and he threw more picks than touchdowns last year. So I don't. That's not a good sign.
That's a big bad move there. Not a good.
Yeah.
It's
I think they added some talent, but I think they're gonna have trouble with the rest of the division getting. I think the rest of the division is getting better faster.
Absolutely.
Let's put it that way.
I agree.
I agree, but I'm gonna have to say the Titans will take my 3rd spot. They'll be in 3rd. Titans, they've added some talent, like I previously said. Malcolm Butler, Deion Lewis, great additions. Threw a lot of money at Taylor Lewan, and you're still just left with a big question mark as to what's going on there. I don't know. Mariota, I'm not completely sold on the guy, but he's obviously better than Jameis Winston out of that draft class. So, I don't know. I would have to say 3rd spot, I feel like it's a very fitting spot for him. The AFC South is very tough. It's a very tough division. It can go either way. It's just all based off of injuries, I feel like this whole division is. So, I don't know. What's your 3rd spot, Zach?
I got the Colts here. This is kind of one of my biggest question mark teams in the whole league because if Luck can get off to a good start, maintain that, and stay healthy, I think this team can definitely make the playoffs. I just have a big question on how healthy he can stay. In the past, their offensive line has been a sieve. They definitely addressed that very well in the draft. I was very pleased. I'm not a Colts fan whatsoever, but I was pleased with them finally getting good draft picks for the O-line. I just have too big of a question mark about Luck's health to put them in the playoffs for certain, so I've got them at my 3rd spot. But I could see this team having a higher upside than what I'm giving them right now.
My 3rd spot, I have the Houston Texans. So I am switching it up, I believe, from both of you. I'm not trying to homer, but they're saying that the Texans, they have the best defense in the league, whatever. I watched them last year, and granted they didn't have J.J. Watt, but I was not impressed in the least bit. Once Deshaun Watson, I think he had the same problem that Luck did. He covered a lot of the problems with the team.
Absolutely.
I think the Texans they had their chances under Brock Osweiler of all people. If they had a better quarterback during that time, they would have been a very, very good team. But I think J.J. Watt's health is a big question.
I know.
I mean, he may play 5 games this year. Who knows?
I put a poll up on Twitter not too long ago, under 12.5 games, and I'm very certain it'll be under 12.5.
Yeah.
I love the guy. He's an incredible player. He's a game changer. If he's in the game, he will literally change an offensive scheme and play calling. But man, he's just so injury prone. It's just tough to believe he's going to play a whole season at this point, which is sad.
Yeah, it is. And then Deshaun Watson, that dude is amazing.
He is.
But that is a little concerning after coming off an ACL.
Yeah, I agree.
That always is one of the biggest question marks. But I hope he comes back and does well because I really like him. He seems like a good guy. I just do not like Brock Osweiler, so that's why I would root against the Texans.
A lot of people don't.
The team was definitely not good without Deshaun Watson. So I think if he's back, he'll cover the holes again. But if if anything bad happens, I think they're going to have a lot more problems. But I do really, really like DeAndre Hopkins. That dude is an animal.
He is an animal.
So, Zach, what do you have at your 2 spot?
All right, at my 2 spot, I got the Texans. I got them, right about 500. I think if Deshaun can come back from this ACL well, that's going to be a huge plus. I don't know if he will. I don't know how much of it could take away from his game. But, if he's healthy, again, kind of like the Colts situation, if the quarterback's healthy, I could see them doing well. Like I said, I don't think JJ is going to play a whole season. So I've got them at 500, but I could see it going slightly below that. But I got them at my second.
Okay. My second place team as well is going to be the Houston Texans. I really like Deshaun Watson, like we've already said. But I got a little bit of a different reason why I'm going to put him there. Jadeveon Clowney, I believe this is his contract year. And everybody knows when it's contract year, when it's time to get paid, we start going hard.
Yep.
So Jadeveon Clowney will be great. I really hope J.J. Watt can stay healthy. The Honey Badger joining the team is only going to be a positive here, folks. So I think the Texans, I have them doing very well in this division. And it was really close, but I'm gonna have to put them at second.
All right, and for the number 2 for me, this could be the most homer thing out of the whole video, but I have reasons.
Yeah, I don't think it's as homer as people might think, because like I said, it could happen.
I have the Indianapolis Colts coming second. Andrew Luck, he's looked real good in training camp. I follow them super heavily, follow the most of any team. I follow that he has looked really good. But then again, the defense, the defense was garbage last year.
It was.
But it's a bunch of young guys, so all they can do is improve. They can't get worse.
Yeah.
They lost Malik Hooker early. He had 4 picks through 5 games or something like that.
That dude's insane.
And
He's so good.
He'll be back. He's starting practicing again. Their other safety, Matthias Farley, he's back. They added a few defensive linemen. They got... I don't remember what his name is. One of the defensive linemen from Ohio State. So it's not the good one, but not Sam Hubbard is the other guy.
Jalen Holmes?
No, I don't remember. I can't remember his name. I can think of his name anytime except right now. Taekwon Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah. So he's there. They added a few other defensive linemen, and then they obviously added my guy Quentin Nelson.
Yes, big fan.
That dude is huge.
Big fan.
He is a force. They've been talking about him at training camp. They've been saying they've been doing one-on-one drills, and he's been pushing the defensive backs.
Which is
and I'm like,
great.
that's awesome. So,
Great.
Ryan Kelly, he's a solid center. They did the stats last year. He allowed 0 sacks.
That's
it was
great.
Never his fault. So maybe that's just because he's a center.
Yeah,
but,
a little bit, but still.
But 0 sacks is good. So it's him and Quentin Nelson. It's a good start for the interior. And then Costanzo, he's he can be good, he can be crap. So we'll see how it goes. I think the line's improved. T.Y., I expect him to have a big season this year. Luck is good, and if Luck is healthy, I think they can win this amount of games. I think if Brissett has to play, I think they still win a good amount of games because apparently he's had an amazing training camp too. I don't know that it'll be. It's not obvious. He's obviously not Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
But
right.
if Andrew Luck can be back to Andrew Luck or better, then he's won 25 straight games in this division to start his career. So, They swept the Texans last year. They almost beat the Titans twice. They almost beat they got trashed by the Jags. They almost beat the Steelers, and they have a really easy out of division schedule. So I think it's very plausible that they win. Then they get second.
Right. If you could guarantee me Andrew Luck will play every game of the season, I would put them at my second spot too. I just have the question of if he's going to last.
I agree.
But if I could know for certain he'd play every game, I'd have him at second as well.
All right.
First spot?
I mean, I just want to go back real quick. Andrew Luck, I mean, I think he's a great quarterback when healthy, and they just don't have as many weapons in my mind that the Texans do. So that's why I have them at the third spot and the Texans at the second spot. Well, my first spot's going to have to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to have to say they really impressed me once they played the Patriots last year in the playoffs. Is when I really was like, wow. I'd like to say I follow the NFL, but not as closely as these two guys. So once I saw Jacksonville really give us a nice challenge, I'm going to have to say I was like, wow, what is going on down here in Jacksonville? And, you know, I'm not a huge Jalen Ramsey fan because he was calling out my guy a little bit, but you know,
that's just defensive back confidence, man.
Exactly.
Just call out Odell this year. So
one of the most confident players on the field every time. That's just their game. They got to do that to boost themselves up a little bit in the head.
But I'm gonna have to put them at first spot. I just feel like they're just too dominant. Blake Bortles is your only really question mark, but I really like Blake Bortles, so I really hope he does well this season. So I don't know. What do you guys have as your one spot here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have the Jags.
Yeah.
All Jags.
I've got them at first, and I think if Blake Bortles has a career season, like I think they'll be first regardless of even if he has a decent season. But if he can have a career season, I think the Jags will be in the Super Bowl.
That's fine. It's very
Jags in
possible.
the Super Bowl.
Very possible.
If Bortles has a career season.
If he has a career season,
Because
Zach just said
the
he's going.
defense is there. They're not missing anything monumental from last season. So if Bortles can take the next step in the passing game, I think they're in the Super Bowl.
I think that's valid. I think the thing I like about the Jags is it's one of the few teams in the league that is actually carried by their defense rather than their offense. Yeah. Most teams are all offense. Like
right.
Colts for the past 10 years have been
if not
all
more,
offense.
all offense. Yeah.
But this is actually a team that is carried by the defense. It reminds me a lot of the Broncos that when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Peyton
Absolutely.
Manning couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
No.
But that defense was
That
unstoppable.
defense was unbelievable.
So I think the Jags, I like it because it's one of the few teams that, like I said, the defense carries the team, and that's why I agree. If Blake Bortles can, just make passes, he doesn't.
Right.
As long as
Just
he's
take
not
a
throwing
next
picks.
step. Just take a next step up.
Yeah. Honestly, all he has to do is just move the chains.
Yeah.
And this team is going to go far. Leonard Fournette is a beast. They did well without Allen Robinson last year, so losing him, I don't think it's too much of a problem. And then,
he's not a game changer receiver.
No,
so
he's not. He had one
he's
good season.
replaceable. Yeah.
I think though that if they're going to go far, this is the year to do it because they have a lot of free agents, and so I think they can't pay them all. And
right. It's time. Like they got to do it now. It's
time to win.
So, yeah, you want to go back to it's going to be our final division here, and it's going to be the AFC West. The fourth spot, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is really a question mark for me. Everybody seems to like him, and I'm just not sold on him, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. We haven't seen him that much. He was good in preseason. That's preseason. The Browns went 4-0 in preseason last year, folks. So I'm not willing to say that he's going to be a great quarterback for him. And I like Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt, but other than that,
they got weapons with Hunt, Hill, Travis Kelce, great tight end, and Mahomes has the arm talent, but there's just a lot of question about if he's developed in the other parts of the quarterbacking position.
Yeah,
I completely agree. So I feel like I'm going to play it safe and just put him in last place here for this division.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah. Mine, I have the Broncos and the Raiders with the same record, but I believe I have the Broncos in the fourth spot. I think their defense is. This will be the problem. Is their defense is getting better, but their offense is not going anywhere.
It's not really much.
And I'm. It's always good to have a good line, but I don't know that you already have Von Miller, so drafting another star defensive lineman, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because
it's always great to have two edge rushers, but there were other positions that probably should have been addressed.
I think
that's just me.
Yeah, I think they had more. I think they had other positions that were more needed rather than because that's literally the one spot they have locked down.
Right.
Yep.
Like they have a good corner. Talib he's gone, isn't he? Yeah. So.
With the Rams.
Yeah, I think he went with the Rams. Yeah. So they needed corners. They need it's just that's the one spot they had. That's why it's surprising because Von Miller could do it by himself. So that's why I don't understand. I mean, I guess with two of them, you'll be able to get.
Two of them, it's so much better. Obviously, having two edge rushers, there's only so many people you can double.
Yeah,
but
they don't have a good line.
There were just other positions that could have been addressed.
I think it was more that he was just the best available player at the time.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I mean,
but
I don't know.
I tend to side with best player for positions you need. Obviously, I mean having two. I'm a big defensive end guy, so having two edge rushers, I'm all about it. But
But I think they had their offensive line is not good. They have no quarterback. It's just I don't know.
I also have the Broncos in the fourth spot. Like you said, defense is going to be pretty good. Offense is just questionable.
It's
questionable.
Yeah.
But third spot, I got the Chiefs. Like Jake said, they got weapons. Just Mahomes is the question point. Who knows? He could have a breakout season, and if he does, that team could go to pretty high heights. But Yeah, I got them in my third spot.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, if he has a great season, I could slot them in probably here at second because I feel like we all have the Chargers, but a lot of people are high on them, and I'll explain later about that. But the Broncos, I'm going to have them at the third spot here. I mean, I don't know. They have a great defense, and I just feel like that'll probably put them above the Kansas City Chiefs. They're probably going to have a very similar record, but I'm just going to have to put the Broncos there for that.
My third spot is, since they have the same record, but I think they edge them out just a bit, I have the Oakland Raiders. Or not even the Oakland Raiders, sorry. Are they still the Oakland Raiders?
They're still Oakland for now, yeah. I think Vegas is either, I think it's 2 Sundays from now.
Yeah.
Well, they can't even get the stadium out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of questionable when that's going to happen.
So the Raiders, I have them at 6 and 10. So that was a matching with the Broncos. I think they finished third because Derek Carr did not impress me last season. After he came off,
that whole offense was just atrocious last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, they changed up coordinator and head coach, but the offense was very questionable. Yeah. And I think some of that blame should go to Carr. Not all of it, but definitely some of it.
Yeah. So they lost Crabtree. Yeah. They still have Amari Cooper, who's good, but he's not.
He needs to put some stuff together.
Yeah,
he needs to be better. He could be much better.
For being drafted so high, he needs to be a better player. But I think I just their defense is not there, and without Khalil Mack,
their secondary is bad.
Yeah, and they don't even have Khalil Mack yet.
Yeah,
they don't even talk to him.
They need to get that finished.
I think that's a major problem. Derek Carr didn't impress me last year after he came off his injury. The prior year, I think he broke his leg or something like that. He didn't play in the playoffs when they were really good, like 12 and 4 or something like that.
2 seasons ago?
Yeah. And then he came off that, and he just did not impress me last season. Didn't play well. People were projecting MVP type season, and he just it wasn't there for me. So I just don't think they go too much farther. I thought Derek Carr was going to be the next big thing, but he's looking like another middle of the pack kind of quarterback. So I think they finished third.
Who you got a second?
My second, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. I think, but it's not like it's literally a razor thin margin. I have them winning one more game than the other two. So I think the Pat Mahomes, he's a big question mark for me. Alex Smith was able to lead that team just because that dude literally did not make mistakes. Like he was the most consistent quarterback ever. He just throws the ball where it needs to go. Doesn't throw picks.
Never really wowing you with deep passes. He threw a lot of short stuff, but he wasn't making mistakes, which is good.
That's why I think it's a problem, because he was what they needed for the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs they have remarkable talent outside of him. They have good. They have Marcus Peters. That's him. He's incredible.
They got a good defense.
Eric Reed, if he comes back, he's good. They have Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt. So they're all they have good weapons, and I think Alex Smith was the guy they needed. He's like Blake Bortles needs to be. He just needs to move the chains, absolutely. And that's why Patrick Mahomes. I think he has really good talent. I think they went a little high on him last year, and but I worry that he might try to do too much, and he doesn't need to.
Yeah. And
so I have him winning the last 4 games of the season. So ending high and then possibly going good into the next year. So that's what I'm thinking. How about you guys?
My 2 spot, I'm going to have the Oakland Raiders. John Gruden coming in, obviously, big question mark there. I mean, we haven't talked to Khalil Mack at all. If that's true, I don't know what in the world's going on out there. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like John Gruden obviously knows his X's and O's very well, but showing film from 1979 is probably not the answer. I think the NFL is maybe a little bit different.
I love it. I just love it. I'm so old school. When I heard that, dude, I had a huge smile on my face. Is it a questionable thing to do in 2018? Absolutely, but it made me smile so much.
But I don't know. I mean, Derek Carr, I really like him. He's a great quarterback. So I'm going to have to put him at the 2 spot here. I don't know. What do you think about this thing?
Yeah, I got the Raiders as well. There's a lot of questions, tons of questions. Gruden's on my top 5 football dude in the entire world. I love John Gruden.
He's a football guy.
I love John Gruden.
I'm a fan of John Gruden as well.
It's kind of the sad thing about him coaching now is I don't get to listen to him on Monday nights, but I like the hire. he needs to get in contact with Khalil Mack if he hasn't. Like, if that story is true, which I think we all believe it is, that they haven't communicated.
That's not good.
It's not good at all. It's not good at all. That is your
Star player.
That's your star player. Like, quarterbacks are star players, pretty much whoever it is. Like, that's one of your main guys.
Yep.
Khalil Mack is your star player. You need to talk to him. He's a game changer. I love the acquisition of Jordy Nelson. I'm a big Jordy Nelson fan. I know Derek Carr has been raving about adding him. So, like you said, they lost Crabtree, which I was never a huge Crabtree guy. Yeah. I think Jordy Nelson's, I honestly think that's a step up if he stays healthy. I know he's had knee problems in the past. You know, their offense was atrocious last year, but a lot of that was the coaching, I believe. I know Derek Carr, I mean, he deserves some blame because he did not have a good season, absolutely. I would like to see Cooper put it together a little bit. If they can get things clicking and Gruden can, you know, get back into the game and make it work, I think this could be a very good team. But there are questions.
I think they have a lot of potential.
They have a lot of potential.
They have just, like, it just worries me that they have, like, you know, you kind of look at, like, the offense as a running and receiving. So, like, that's your two options, and then defense is line and DBs.
Yeah.
I think they're, like, DBs and, like, their secondary is bad.
It's
that's
what
concerns me. If a team could put some, if you're playing a good quarterback, like, and I mean, I guess their division isn't that strong with it, but, like, I guess Phillip Rivers, but, like, you know, if they're slinging it, it's gonna be a world of trouble for the Raiders.
Their are bad. That's why they need to get this Khalil Mack thing done, because that's going to help their secondary.
Yeah. So, Trevor, who do you have as your one spot here?
Oh, that one.
I feel like we all have the same.
We all have the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, we got the Chargers.
Go Chargers, go!
This is one of the weirdest divisions for me, because, like, it was all really close until I got into the Chargers, and I was like, well, okay, they are significantly better than everybody else in the division. Like,
they started off so poorly last year that it didn't matter, but come the second half of the season, and definitely like the last third of the season, they were arguably the best, like one of the best teams, which sucks because they didn't get a chance to make the playoffs. I think they could have made a big run.
Yeah.
I think that'll carry over into this season.
I'm excited for. I like Phillip Rivers. He's my guy. I love him. I think I still like him because he's one of the older breed of quarterbacks, like the Drew Brees, Tom Brady.
Him, Drew, and Tom. That's like the old breed.
It's about the end of it, and so I like. He still got it though. Like that breed, that whole
those
group
three, all three of those guys.
So I think Phillip Rivers. I think he has a good season, and I hope. I mean, I think it's going to start to go down for him after. I think he can still have a good season because this is a good team around him.
Yeah, he's on the descent here. Yeah. Like he's at the peak, about to descend. But I think this is the year that he's
starting to age. But I mean, Peyton Manning, his second to last season, he threw for 55 touchdowns.
Right.
So, like, it's still possible. But I think
that's the thing with quarterbacks. It's kind of like you're there, and once you drop off, it's like straight down.
Yeah, like
so
Tom
you got to
Brady
make
had an incredible season last year.
You got to make it last, arguably like one of his best. It's like the LeBron James.
Yeah,
thing, you know?
yeah. So I think he has a good season. Melvin Gordon's really good. They have good defense.
They got great defense.
Great defense.
Bosa's about to have an incredible season. I like maybe defense player of the year buzz. I can see.
So I think the Chargers have a good season. I think they win the division pretty handily.
Yeah, I think they're going to win pretty handily, and I know that a lot of other media outlets here have been very, very high on the Chargers.
Very high.
And I tried not to be high on the Chargers, but go look at their schedule and tell me that you can't be high on the Chargers because it's downright impossible.
I think if this team has a bad season, like 99% of America that follows NFL football is just going to be like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we can all agree Chargers take our number one spot.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the AFC.
So, well, do we want to get into our wild cards?
Well, we can just toss in our wild cards. Yeah, we can just do a little.
Toss in our wild cards here.
I love it.
So
obviously let's go through our champs first from each division, and then we'll go into wild cards.
So champs from each division. I think we all agree on these.
Yeah, we have these all.
Are we all the same?
Are we all champs? We have our all unanimous.
Yeah, we are unanimous.
So Steelers, Patriots, Jaguars, and Chargers. I feel like that's what most people have.
Yeah.
And then let's get into our wild cards. We're gonna start with Trevor. Trevor, you can say your two, and then we'll just go.
Both of them.
This is where we vary a little bit. So I'm excited for this part. A little bit of discussion. I have the Colts at the 5th spot, and then the Ravens at the next spot. I think the Colts. Like I said earlier, I went on a long tangent about them.
We touched on that. Yeah.
Luck, if Luck is healthy, that dude can carry a garbage team pretty far. in the AFC Championship with a team that went 2-14. So like, he's incredible, and so I think I have them at 5th, and then I have the Ravens next. They have the same record as the Texans in my here, but I think the Ravens edge them out just a bit, just because. I think their defense, they didn't lose that much. They had a really, like I had them in fantasy last year, they had a really good defense for no good reason. And so if they can keep that going, I like him a lot. And then Joe Flacco, if he manages to make the playoffs for some reason, he turns into a completely different player.
Elite.
He is
elite
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he went, like 15 touchdowns and no interceptions the year they won the Super Bowl, which is ridiculous.
Crazy.
And so that's like one of the best runs ever. And so I think, if they manage to make the playoffs, I think they can make some noise in it.
Yeah.
We'll let Zach say his wild card because I feel like I have the hottest take as my wild card.
All right, so my 6th spot, the last team to make the playoffs, I got the Raiders. Like I said, a lot of questions, but I think they have high potential if they can put everything together. And then my 5th spot, got the Ravens. I think this team's like they're there. They're not crazy good, but like they're there and they can make some noise. Like you said, if they can do something in the playoffs, Flacco turns into God mode, turns the cheat codes on.
For some reason.
But I like the Ravens. I know John Harbaugh's kind of on the hot seat there. This season's big for him to see what can happen there. I think. He's been tenured there for a while, so I think some fans are kind of like, if he doesn't make something happen, let's move on. Yeah. So I think it's a big season for him. I think they'll be the Feist.
Yeah, they've been stuck in a little bit of a mediocrity for a little bit. Yeah. Not like bad, not
good.
Bad.
They haven't had like a bad season really in a while, but
we don't want John Harbaugh to be
average.
Yeah, we don't want him to be. We don't want Jeff Fisher here. We want high. So,
all right. So I'm gonna give you my wild card predictions here. So my first one is going to be obviously the Houston Texans. I kind of told you guys why I'm so high on them, and they were in my 2nd spot in the AFC South. And now this one, I got a lot of raised eyebrows from these two. But I'm going to have to say the Cleveland Browns are going to make the wild card here because the wild card, I don't know. I mean, I just like all the new weapons that they have. I hope you Cleveland fans, are on my side here. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to think I'm just batshit crazy. Let's put it that way. So, but I'm going to have to put them up there. I'm going to have to put the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, wild card. Don't worry, they'll lose right away. But
they're the new Bengals.
Browns are the new Bengals by far. So that'll be a wrap for our AFC prediction show here. Be on the lookout. We're going to have blogs all week breaking down each division, and we'll just give our little predictions and more of a breakdown in it. So.
Good.
We're good to go?
Yes.
Thanks for watching.